Today we're looking at Glencoe Math Course 2. Lesson is 7-2 on complementary and supplementary angles. Complementary and supplementary angles are always discussed together because both are looking at angle relationships that add together to be a specific angle measure. So what that means is that if angles are complementary, then they are always going to add to be the same angle measure. If they are supplementary, those angles are always going to add to be the same angle measure. Okay? Complementary angles will have, just leave it, I'll get it in a second. Complementary angles will always add to be 90 degrees. Supplementary angles will always add to be 180. Now, here's how I remember this. Okay? I remember when I was growing up, we'd have, the little old lady at church who was going, and they'd always give compliments. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so sweet. You know, my brother, oh, he's so handsome. Okay? The little old lady would always give compliments, and that's how I remember that the complementary angles are the smaller of the two. Okay? If angles are supplementary, supple means larger than. So if you're taking a vitamin supplement, that means you're adding to what you already have, which means that you're getting more of something, which would say that that is the greater, that's the bigger of the two. So our complementary angles, those add to be the smaller value, which is 90. Our supplementary angles are the larger that adds to be 180. Okay? Now, when we do this, if they're close, it doesn't count. If you have two angles and they add up to be 89.5 degrees, they're not complementary. If they add up to be 90.1 degrees, they're not complementary. They have to be exactly 90. Same thing with our supplementary. They have to add to be exactly 180 degrees. If they're not exactly 180, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. Okay? So, let's look at an example. Okay? Let's say that I have this picture. Alright. So, I have two angles. One measures 28 degrees. The other is 2x. There is something in this picture that tells me that my angles are either complementary or supplementary. Who can tell me, are these complementary or supplementary? And how do we know? Raising a hand, please. Yes, sir?
If the sum of the measure is exactly
Okay.
or 180.
Okay. So, first of all, are we looking at 90 degrees or 180 degrees here?
180.
I would disagree.
So it's 90.
Very good. So it's 90 degrees. What tells us that we're looking at 90 degrees? Yes, sir?
The square in the corner.
The little square in the table in the corner. I like to call it my table. Okay. Little table in the corner here that says that is exactly 90 degrees. Because if your tabletop isn't 90 degrees, with the legs, if it's not perfect. You get those wobbly tables that you get at the mall sometimes. And then the food kind of slides. Alright, we don't want that. Okay? So, these are going to be, the sum of these two angles is exactly 90 degrees. So what do we call those? What's it called when they equal exactly 90 degrees?
Complementary.
Complementary, very good. Okay. So these two angles are complementary. Now, I want to solve for the x. So I have a 90 degrees. I have a 2x degrees. And I have a 28 degrees. I will give you a hint. A plus sign and an equal sign go in here somewhere. I need to know where they go. Where does the plus sign go? Where does the equal sign go? Yes, ma'am? Okay, so you say the plus sign goes here, which means that the equal sign goes where? Okay, so what she is saying is that the 28 plus the 2x equals 90. I would agree with that. Because these two smaller angles add together to be the larger angle, which is 90. Okay? This looks a whole lot like a two-step equation, doesn't it? So what's the first thing I have to do in a two-step equation?
You have to put, wait.
You have to divide.
No,
I will have to divide.
28 on each side.
I'm going to subtract 28 on both sides.
I got it right.
Okay? What is 90 minus 28?
It is 62.
62, very good.
That was the yes.
Okay? Ladies and gentlemen. Okay? What do I do next? My young man in the front, you had the operation correct before.
You divide.
I divide. What am I going to divide by?
2.
I'm going to divide by 2. So then x would equal 31 degrees because 62 divided by 2 is 31. If we struggle with computation, can I put this in my calculator?
No, you cannot do that.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do this part in your calculator?
Yes.
Yes. Can you do this part in your calculator?
Which part?
The 62 divided by 2?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Will that get you to 31? Yeah. Okay. Please don't do that. It's going to break the pencil sharpener. All right. Shh. Listen, please. Are there any questions about what we just did?
No, ma'am.
Fantastic.
I know, right?
Pretty easy, huh? All right. Good. Because I want us to look at another example.
Really?
Really?
Is it going to be hard?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll do it.
Okay. I have two angles.
And you put...
These two angles look like they probably form a straight line. So, what would we call them?
Supplementary.
Supplementary. I would call these supplementary angles. supplementary angles, what does that tell me about the sum of the two angle measures? Stop. Yes, ma'am.
What page
They don't
Oh
equal
my
90.
gosh, really? You heard that too?
545. That is the page we're on. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am. They don't equal 90 degrees. What do they equal? 180 degrees.
So what did that be? Subtracting 120 on each side.
Unless we have to write the equation first.
Oh, okay.
So if these two combined equal 180 degrees, what do we put on the other side of my equal sign? Go ahead. 123 degrees plus 3x degrees. Okay? And young lady, what were you trying to tell me was the first step?
You gotta subtract 123 on each side.
Alright, I subtract 123 on both sides and I get
I don't know.
57
Yeah.
equaling 3x degrees.
What you doing?
Okay? Then what do I need to do?
Then you gotta, like, then you gotta put 3 under.
Okay? So if I put the 3's under with the lines here, what does that tell me to do? What operation does that tell me to perform? Division, good. So when I divide 57 degrees by 3, I actually get 19. So then 19 degrees is equal to x.
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen,
Ma'am?
once we get to this part here, is anything new?
No, not at all. Not whatsoever.
No, we've done that part. We've done the solving for a two-step equation part, haven't we?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the hard part.
Okay. So what we need to be able to figure out, are the angles complementary or supplementary or neither? Sometimes they're going to be neither. And then what do we add together to get that information? Does anyone have any questions about what we have done today? No, we're good to go?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.